Today, we're going to look into an interesting topic, which is basically focused on maintaining access and persistence on a compromised machine. So, a friend of mine shared a link with me regarding a particular attack specific organization, and the attack part was quite interesting. And recently, how Windows has been improving on their product in terms of security. It's been difficult for red team pen testers to get initial access on target system most of the time. So, but with this attack part, it's very, very interesting. So basically, what we're going to do is that I'm going to execute a binary on this target system. So we're going to get a Netcat shell. And from the Netcat shell, we're going to install a remote access tool called Atera. This tool is very, very good, and even though it's a paid, but I'm still using the trial version, which is 30 days. So we're going to use this to demonstrate this on this video precisely. So from the remote access, then you can now once it's installed on the target system, you can control the target system with this remote access tool, which also has a GUI. And from there, and the interesting part is that from this remote access tool, it has a command prompt, it has a PowerShell, which will give you a system privilege precisely. So it's quite interesting. And from there, you can install your C2 payload, and you can also get a callback from your target system to your Mythic C2. So we're going to use Mythic C2 precisely. So this attack, even if you kill your Netcat with the shell dropped, you can still control the target or the compromised computer through your Mythic C2 or through the remote access tool. And the cool part of it, there's a way you can move the setup from the target system with quietly, even without noise. We're not going to do that, but just to show you how effective this works. And I believe the red teamers can leverage this technique for initial access and maintaining access and persistent on the compromised system. So without wasting much time, I'm going to share my screen now, and we can dive into it. We're going to use the target Windows system here. And so I believe you can see my screen. So this is the Atera platform, remote access grid that we're going to use for this demonstration. You can log in, you can create an account and log in. So you can see it as a 30 days trial that you can leverage the opportunity to test. After that, you have to pay, you have to subscribe. But for this demonstration, we're going to use this trial version. And one thing I want to show us is the real-time protection. This target system, I'm going to use. I'm not going to turn it off, so we're going to leave it this way. And we'll see how it goes. So the first thing we're going to do is so I have a binary which is saved here. So we're going to execute this on this target system. And we're going to have a Netcat shell. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And to do that, I'm just going to use command prompt from use a command prompt from the target here. So I'm going to import this binary or transfer it and execute it, and we're going to have a callback. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I'm going to set up a spider server here. It's 9000. And let me just use coil. So I'm going to save it on music directory. So let's just leave it that way. I'm going to use coil to get this transferred. This is my Kali IP. So see. So before, so let me set up a Netcat here. So let's import this. So as you can see, it successfully transferred it here. So I'm going to execute it now on this target system. And you can see nothing pop up. The Windows Defender is not making any noise. So I'm going to execute this here. So as you can see, I have a reverse connection back to my attack system. So the next thing we're going to do now is to install this remote access tool. If you go back here, you see it has an agent that you can install. So it has different for different operating systems, but since we are targeting the Windows operating system, so we're going to install an agent for this. So there are different ways you can do it. I can download it to my Kali and transfer it like the way I did it earlier. So, or I can host it in any platform that you, or any platform you want, you can do that too. But the first thing is to download this, and this is going to download to my Kali operating system. So I'm going to select for Windows operating system next, and I'm going to download. So as you can see, the setup has been downloaded here. So done. So we go back to our Kali. I'm going to switch to CD downloads. So I'm going to set up another Python server here, and you can use coil at the same time, just like we did. Strength for LSI dash O setup. So successfully transferred it to this system now. So we have this setup here. So the next thing we're going to do now is to install this agent on this target system. We're going to install this target this one. And we're going to install it from the command line using this command. I'm just going to copy um, command here. So let me just type it out quickly. Si sec slash I quotes. So, so let's copy this to the directory list slash array. Let's copy it again. Slash setup dot msi. So we can install it quietly. That is also a good option here by using this agreement. If you don't want to make too much noise. So there are different ways you can install. But from here we can install it this way. So it's going to install on this target system. So once it's fully installed, um, we can go back. So I believe it has fully installed on this target system now. We can go back here. Let's refresh. So as you can see now, this is my device name. here. So we have fully installed it on this target system. So this is my device. This is a compromised machine. So we have access to this machine remotely now. Now, even if I kill this Netcat, it doesn't even, I can kill this Netcat shell. Uh, it won't disconnect anyway. So, but one thing I want us to see here is this manage or no connect link. So it should be manage. So you can see from manage, you see it has command prompt, it has PowerShell, right? If I click on PowerShell here, it will bring out a PowerShell prompt here, and you can see now it comes with a system privilege and the authorities, so which is an elevated privilege. Now we have access to this computer remotely now with this remote access to. The last thing we're going to do now is to install or to run a payload that is created with Mythic. So also with Mythic, we can have a callback to our Mythic server from this target system. So I'm going to set up, so the next thing I'm going to do is to go to my downloads. Okay, I think I have some download already. So the payload is here. Cancel it. So I want to use, so I'm going to use payload.exe here. So this is the payload we want to generate. So I use Mythic to generate this payload. Um, so I'm going to set up another payload server here. And but from here, this is what I'm going to do. You're going to use this PowerShell command to download this tool here. So, but before we do that, I'm going to open my Mythic server here just to log in. So let me go back here, see let me get the sudo slash. Let me get the password first. So the password should be here. Take admin. It's okay, this is a password. So I'm just going to copy here. Copy and paste. I'm not going to log in yet until I start my server. So so I'm going to use this command start. So this will start our Mythic server. So once it's fully started, then I'm going to log in to Mythic. So after I log in, then we'll be able to see our callback once I execute the payload. So let's give it a couple of seconds for it to start. It doesn't really take much time to get started. So while it's getting started, I'm going to go back here on this agent here. So let me just see the two. C space users slash type. Let me just put it on Mythic C2. So oh, okay. Okay, let me put it in public. So this is where I'm going to put the payload generated with Mythic. So let's check back on this. I think it's still getting started. And as you can see, the payload is still on the target system, and the Defender doesn't, it's not popping up. Let me say, yes, so it's not saying it as a malicious executable. So I think it has successfully connected to Mythic here. Okay, let me check again. I think we're connected now. Okay, let me try to log in to our Mythic here. Okay, we can log in. So these are Mythic. I'm going to click on the callback here. This is where we're going to receive active connection or active callback. So let me go back to the Atera and let me just host the payload. I think it's hosted. Okay. Let me just use public get to get the payload to this target system. PLC. So we have our payload.exe on this target system. So the next thing for me is to run this payload now. So once I run this payload, which will receive a callback to our C2, Mythic C2. So I'm going to run it now. So let's check our Mythic. We should receive a callback to this server here. So as you can see, we have a new callback on this target system. And one cool thing, like you said before, you can see the red here. I mean, make it bigger. So it looks like the base keyboard shows it. So like I said on my last video, when time you see red like this, it shows wherever payload you run was, run with an administrator privilege account inside our high integrity account. So that's why you see it. So we have a system privilege on this target system now. So this is, so even if I go back now, I can exit on this Netcat. Yeah, doesn't really matter. The Atera remote software is still working. You can close it if I want. You can do a lot of other cool stuff. It has a command prompt. You can shut the system down. You can restart it monthly with this Atera remote access tool. So yeah, I believe it's a kind of cool attack parts. You can learn something from, and also there are different ways you can treat this attack and change a lot of things. But this is just to demonstrate different ways we can have our initial access on the target system using remote access tools like this. We have TeamViewer, we have other remote access tools, but this one has some cool features that I like. And for the fact that you can execute command with system privilege with this remote access tool, it's cool stuff. But um, yeah, that's one thing I love about this tool. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And I'm also looking for feedback regarding this video. And if you find it interesting, let me know. And if you have other ideas that you want to share on how we can also, tweak this or change the attack path, that's quite fun. From the article I read, the initial access was through macro. So, but since I have a payload that I can execute a target system even with Windows Defender on, and it's not getting dictated, that's why I took that route. But there are different ways we can definitely change a lot of things in this attack path. But yeah, guys, that's what I will feel like I should show you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks again for your support, and I'll see you on my next video.